Hey guys, welcome back for another daily crypto market update. Unfortunately, we're getting more and more of these stop loss hitting alerts. The first one started firing off back over here on the 26th of May, and then they've just been coming day after day after day. And literally this morning, just an hour and 17 minutes ago, another one. No, 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 no. This is not a good sign. And unfortunately, we can see the carnage already unfolding. I really hope that you've been watching these videos and paying attention to the signals and everything I've been sharing with you. I'm trying to help you guys out as best I can. Um, the regrettable outcome of this is people longing the top and with leverage. Now, longing the top on spot is a different thing altogether. We're going to get into that. But the largest single liquidation in the last 24 hours was BTC USDT for $12 million. And that's excluding James Wynn and all of his fumbles. But the biggest thing I can tell you right now is that cumulative long liquidations is just under $800 million yesterday, which is the biggest single liquidation day that we've seen. Actually, this was, I have to go back over here. Yeah, it's the biggest one that we've seen since the 25th of February. Now, I get it. It's not a really good thing and it's not really positive at all. And there's also the thing in the back of my mind, like sell in May, walk away. Is that what we're seeing? Even though it feels like everything is completely late for that, because sell in May is like the beginning of May, not the end of May. Um, but again, see our TBT stop loss hitting alert has not stopped ringing. Like I said before, when it continues just to go off over and over and over and over and over again, it's a bad sign. So from the most recent top right here, BTC has fallen down 6%. That's insane. So we've only seen a pullback really of 6% since this. If we go to the daily time frame from our top right now to our current price, it's actually a really wimpy pullback still. And this is the part that stings the most. We're only down, what, 7.5% from the top that was established last Thursday. Things are really not that bad for BT. If you're holding Bitcoin, you're only down 7%. But let's be honest, I know a lot of you are not just holding Bitcoin. That's okay. I'm holding other altcoin positions too. They're small comparatively to my Bitcoin position, okay? And I've been very clear over and over. I'm still holding a lot of BTC. 70% of my portfolio is still BTC, but I do have exposure to alts. Now, we need to talk about a couple of things. For one, on the weekly, it seems like our RSI streak of, okay, we should be continuing to move up more and more, got slapped in the face, like Will Smith style. So we've been rejected there. Weekly volume is underperforming, unfortunately. So I'm looking at this going, crud. Oh, it's a short-term move. On the daily time frame, of course, the price of BTC closed inside of the cloud. Now that it's closed inside the cloud, we should expect a lot of bearish consolidation, sideways movement. I personally still expect BTC to move up short term here to our new resistance level at 109,000. Usually what happens after these sell-offs is that we're going to get some sort of a mild bounce and people get really excited about this prematurely. And then we kind of chop. I'm still watching and expecting a good breakout from these guys. And just to remind you, it takes time for these to materialize. Back over here in November, it took about 28 days. Back over here in February, it took about 10 days. So we are far beyond that 10-day mark. Right now, we are on day 11. So it seems like it's going to take a lot longer for these breakouts to materialize. And I still expect them to materialize. Am I crazy? Maybe a little bit. But the thing that I'm watching is the TBO slow line, which is still moving up. It's not moving up a lot, but it is moving up. And this is giving me confidence to buy the dip all over the place. Now, I'm going to be sounding like a crazy person to a lot of you, especially looking at the market and all the fear we've seen. But understand that I'm still still macro bullish. This is bullish, even though we're seeing some short-term pullbacks, still bullish. Over here, I'm still bullish, even though it looks painful, even though we've seen, gosh, how much money liquidated? Like what, $800 million? Sorry, total cumulative $919 million in the last 24 hours. And I'm still bullish. Absolutely, yes. Pullbacks are healthy. we should expect pullbacks in bull markets. This is the first real substantial pullback we've seen since this rally began back over here. We need to talk about Bitcoin dominance. It closed up about 1% yesterday. If you watched my video yesterday, you should remember that I said when Bitcoin dumps, like we've seen it fall, don't be surprised to see Bitcoin dominance pump. Why? Because whales are buying Bitcoin on the quote unquote cheap. It's not cheap. It's still above $100,000. You would think from the timeline that we are at $20,000. No, that's not the case. Don't be surprised to see Bitcoin dominance move higher. As much as I want to see Bitcoin dominance fall inside of the cloud and below the cloud, it's going to take some time for that to happen because right now it's still strong bullish. It is still, Bitcoin is still very desirable right now. And also the slow line going up higher is giving me that confidence to say, yes, it is. Looking at the weekly, yes, it is bullish. It's going to take some time, but eventually it will fall. So we can't get too antsy about that. There will be opportunities for sure. Now, the next thing we need to talk about is, of course, stablecoin dominance, which had a huge increase of 2.54% yesterday. I've been preparing you guys for this. Earlier this week, I said we have these two TBO close shorts on the 4-hour time frame at the beginning of the week. It's taken some time for them to actually materialize, but this is the nature of stablecoin dominance. When we see it going up and closing inside of the cloud, this is a sign of bullish consolidation. And a bullishly ascending chart for stablecoin dominance means that there's going to be an increase in fear, which isn't good. And of course, we're seeing that across the board. Like it's ridiculous, but there's still hope. Don't worry. Now, Ethereum dominance closed mildly down 1.39% yesterday. It's still above the cloud. It has a TBT bearish divergence signal in progress because the slow line is still pointing down a lot. It's still strong bearish in terms of the slow line, even though the quote unquote price or the percentage is above the cloud. This is a valid signal, but because today's candle has just started, it's a little bit early to say, oh yeah, this is sticking. So we need to pay attention to the trend. And while it's slowing down a little bit, it's still like giri giri. It's still like, this is Japanese for like, it's still like close to being, well, not really close. It's not there. It's not confirmed yet. I don't know how to translate that right now. My brain is too tired. Now, I shared this yesterday and I said, this is a bad thing. And now you know why it's a bad thing. TBO breakdowns are the opposite of TBO breakouts. A breakout, of course, is predicting bullish, explosive price action. So breakdowns are bearish, explosive price action, which isn't good, especially for a dominance chart. Others, unfortunately, printed one of these as well, and it broke the low of the range. On the weekly, it has another one of these in progress. Now, the good news is that we can only have 3 of these. So that's kind of like, yay, I guess, yay. It's not really a yay thing, but it's not looking good short term. Long term, you guys know, I'm still bullish. It's just Bitcoin is leading the pack. So do you see why I've been strong BTC? Why I've been talking about Bitcoin every single time while I've been focusing on accumulating Bitcoin? And well, actually, I've only just bought a little bit right about here. So even this new position, I'm up still. And hopefully some of you have been up in some of your altcoin positions, but you've been paying attention and taking profit. Ooh. You can't hear the thunder because of the app I'm using to clean up the audio, but nice boom of thunder this morning. So I have a lot of other charts I want to share with you, but you know the spiel. I want to make sure that you guys are getting the education that you need to thrive in this market, and that's at thebettertraders.com. So I highly recommend 15 Minutes of Financial Freedom. It is a great beginner/intermediate crypto trading course focusing on automated and active trading tools with Altrady. And speaking of Altrady, just want to give you guys a heads up. I know it seems silly to put my stop loss in the profit zone, but here we are now. Like if I kept it open, I would be in a minor profit. Not that terrible. Even with my FBTC trade, taking out a little bit more, just looking at the market and going, I don't like this. Yes, I actually could have waited to sell a lot higher, but I'm on the green and my break even's way down here. Now, one thing that's actually interesting about this is I had another order to buy Solana down here, which I completely forgot about, but I got a notification, ding, and I bought the dip. So when I bought the dip, my break-even price dropped a little bit more. So that means I have to hopefully sell just above here to eke out a little bit of profit. I'm expecting Solana to do well, just like everything else, but I also need to be realistic and take profit quickly. I wish I took profit quicker on on Litecoin, because that trade is going south, but patience pays. So if you want something just to get started in crypto, we have a course over here with Mastering Assets that we've done in partnership with Kitco Media, and we are having an ill-named sale right now, Bitcoin breakout sale. The marketing team is way too slow on this, but you can save $100 off the course. This is a great beginner level course for people that are new to crypto. They don't understand it, and they want to get involved with trading. Investing and understanding the basics, the fundamentals of it. Now, let's go back over here and talk about these charts. So, first on the list, Ethereum. Now, this one has printed a second TBT bearish divergence signal. It's still bullish, strong bullish above the cloud. It did fall down 3.8% yesterday. Remember the whole thing I've been telling you about the multiple factor effect? So yesterday, Bitcoin's down 0.5% or 1.5%. Ethereum is down 2 times that, actually a little bit more than 2 times. Don't be surprised to see alts going way deeper if Bitcoin is having a minor pullback. That's the nature of crypto. It's just how it works. So looking at this, I mean, yes, it's green because we still have an open long. It hasn't actually touched the fast line yet. It's still doing well in terms of volume, actually better than Bitcoin, which is wild. So I do expect Ethereum to have a bounce, which is crazy to say that out loud, given everything that's happening. But I'm also looking at Ethereum dominance going, well, it's not that bad. I know we have this in progress. I know we have a second TBT bearish divergence signal here for Ethereum, but I mean, we just put in a new local high. Like it's not as bad as it looks, at least to me. Hype. Remember this from yesterday. I said, oh man, this is a nice opportunity to buy the dip, a TBO springboard bounce. It actually moved up, and look where it moved up to, just below resistance. Now it's actually still looking good. You will be surprised to know that a chart like Hype actually has more bullish potential than a lot of the stuff that's falling. Don't chase stuff that is dumping, thinking that you're buying the bottom. It feels weird, but we should really be focusing on charts that already have a bullish uptrend. Aave, I still believe has a bullish uptrend intact. It hasn't even broken the 618, even though it had a wick down to it yesterday at 240, just above the 618 level. It did pierce the TBO fast line, but it's still above right now. So, I mean, this is a nice bullishly ascending chart. Zcash had our 2 recent breakouts, got a big rejection yesterday. It's inside the cloud right now, but I mean, this has happened several times before, and Zcash just moves up higher. Kaito, this one hasn't touched the TBO fast line since it's opened its long back over here. So this is our first opportunity, and the chart has been bullish, and it also has been chopping quite a bit. So this is our first real opportunity. SPX, this one had a really nice move up on Thursday here to 1.21, and it's pulling back about 20% or so. So again, multiple factor, like that's like on steroids. But these are all charts that are bullishly ascending. They're actually all looking really decent, especially on the weekly time frame. And this is what we have to zoom out for to identify, is there still strength even on a pullback? Yes, there is. Actually, volume is growing, especially on the weekly for SPX. So this is why I keep talking about these charts, guys. Even though the pullback is painful, this is still a good looking chart. Now, the not so good news. Remember Solana? When I was talking about this earlier in the week, saying, well, we have 4 of these and they're in a close proximity. These 4 blue diamonds right here are TBO closed longs. They let us know that the bullish trend could be switching to a bearish trend. So you might want to consider taking out some profit. Now that we've seen all these prints, Solana's down like 11%. Unfortunately, it's fallen not just inside the cloud, but now it's below the cloud. But shining glimmer of hope. Actually, there are 2. The first thing is that RSI is almost oversold. We're going to see this happening all over the place on the daily time frame. Just pin this, okay? Another good thing, volume actually exceeded the moving average yesterday. How can that be a good thing? There's a lot of selling here and that doesn't make sense. Well, to be honest, it's actually not such a terrible thing to see lots of volume because even as the price is going down, in order for the price to go lower, people are having to sell to someone who wants to buy over and over and over. So seeing volume supporting this move right here is actually good. It's a good sign in my book. SUI, this one unfortunately printed a TBO close long on the daily, but look at RSI. It's oversold. This is great because it gives us a setup for an RSI reset, which should be a nice entry. And because we have one of these blue diamonds, you're going to laugh at me, but the next thing that's going to happen is eventually the price is going to shoot back up to the TBO fast line. Currently, it's at 356. But as time goes on, it's going to probably take some time. It might actually go just up here to like 350 or so. But this is the same exact thing that we watched for Bitcoin so long ago on the weekly time frame. Remember these from a couple of weeks ago? I said, okay, we printed one of these. The next stop is for BTC to smack the fast line. Had another one. The next stop is for BTC to smack the fast line. Even for Ethereum, it took a long time, but we have our short-term target. Okay, so looking at a chart like SUI, now we're on the daily time frame, so we should expect this to happen a lot sooner. Tau, similar story. Even though it's looking pretty brutal right now, down 10% yesterday, look at RSI. It's almost going to be oversold, which is great. And the next stop is the TBO fast line on a bounce, on a pullback, or rather a correction, I guess we could say. Maker, unfortunately, we had our TBO breakout cluster. I was so excited about this, but seeing this confirmed, this negates it. So unfortunately, Maker is a dud. That stinks. Whenever we get one of these blue dots after getting these guys, this is the confirmation that nope, it's a no-go. It's too bad. Curve, this one has printed its first TBO close long, but again, RSI is super oversold. We really want it to fall below 25. And then the next stop is going to be, or rather our first bounce up is going to be the TBO fast line. Cake, remember this one running all the way into TBO resistance. And I said, guys, just be careful. Yes, it could pump higher, but it hit these long historical levels, got rejected. And now today, TBO closed long in progress. RSI is not yet oversold. Core, this one printed a TBO close long. RSI is not yet oversold. Pendle, unfortunately, this negates the breakout, although it's not confirmed yet. The daily candle has just started. Fartcoin, this one has a TBO close long on the daily time frame as well. RSI is not yet oversold, but it's most likely going to be heading there today. Now, a couple of other updates. XRP, over here on the 4-hour time frame has it's not a perfect 3 in a row TBO breakdown, but it's pretty insane. And unfortunately, I was telling you guys, this chart has been looking bad for a long time. Now we're seeing it actually dump. So it's well below the cloud, which is confirming it to be strong bearish, but RSI is massively oversold on the daily. Right now at 2171, it keeps dropping. I'm not going to be buying here, but when it starts to curl up and close up above, that will be a great re-entry price, especially considering that we have seen it get down to some pretty dramatic levels. But even right here, great example. We see it go up and cross up above 25, even though it goes back against us. That was a great entry on the chart. So watch out for that. Ohm, this one lost support yesterday, but it also is putting in an RSI reset, which could be a good entry. I still don't like this chart whatsoever. It still has these breakdowns on the 4-hour. I don't like it at all. Don't want to touch it, but just letting you know that it is having an RSI reset. Caspa, this one is massively oversold. RSI is at 17.35, which is amazing, but we've seen this over and over. RSI reset for an entry, RSI reset for an entry, RSI reset for an entry, and we're waiting on the next one to come. And what's the circle? That's right. These TBO breakdowns from earlier this week, unfortunately, have realized a 20% move. Now, Ton, just a couple of these updates for these last 5. Ton, unfortunately, got smacked down 8%, almost 9% yesterday, got rejected from resistance yet again, but because it pierced it and moved above, I am expecting Ton actually to just test this again. Just gotta wait. Mantle, this one is massively oversold at 20, and it's at TBO support on the daily time frame where it's bounced several times. Just keep that in mind. Tia, even though we had this really nice almost these 5 in a row TBO closed shorts, We have TBO breakdowns, which are negating those, and it's falling lower. It's actually broken below support, but it's oversold. So we're looking for an RSI reset. This fell down right to TBO support, and now it's starting to show early signs of having an RSI reset. This one has done this so many times, it's ridiculous. And I've shared it with you every single time. This is a great re-entry point, just so you know. GTO, this one is right down here to TBO support, and RSI is massively oversold. I know it's difficult to listen to this and be excited about these pullbacks, but this is exactly why I tell you to take profit on the way up. This is exactly why I've been preparing you for pullbacks. This is exactly why I talk about the multiple factor effect over and over and over again. And I want to remind you that I teach all this stuff in our courses, but there's a lot that I share in the club on a daily basis, the tools, the indicators, the alerts, just like these stop loss hunting alerts. Like if you want access to stuff like this, you have to join the Better Traders Club. We have 4 different tiers. If you want access to the TBT stop loss hunting alerts, that's the signals tier. You want access to the TBO, that's the trader tier. And I just shared the June watch list yesterday. And we'll see how that goes. And then the pro tier, this includes everything, including the TBO Pro and the TBT divergence signals. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I hope you can enjoy the volatility and make some good money trading it. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.